The concept of Super Buu absorbing Super Vegito in Dragon Ball Z has been an ongoing discussion for many years following the events of Buuhan's battle with Vegito, but what if Buu was fully able to capture Vegito in his body and retaining all of his powers and abilities? On today's video, myself and DevilArtemis are going to be discussing a what if scenario focusing primarily on Super Buu and the idea of what if Super Buu was fully able to absorb Vegito in Dragon Ball Z and making his way into Dragon Ball Super with everyone in his body. And again, I do want to say that if you guys are new to this channel, be sure to go on ahead and punch that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way you guys can be notified whenever a Dragon Ball video is posted onto this channel. Hashtag notification squad to be up to date with all the latest in Dragon Ball. Now Artemis, welcome back for another Dragon Ball what if discussion. Now the topic of today is going to be Super Buu Vegito absorbed and being the center of attention. So what I wanted to start off with here today is how different do you think things would have been in your opinion if Super Buu managed to fully capture and absorb Super Vegito as he did with everyone prior to him and retaining his powers and moving forward with his plans, which would later introduce him in the world of Dragon Ball Super. So my first question to you is, how powerful do you believe Buu would have been if the opportunity was presented in Buu having to fully absorb Super Vegito?
Oh man, if Majin Buu were actually able to absorb Super Vegito and actually integrate him into his very being, that would probably be the end of everybody.
You really think so?
Yeah, I mean, holy crap! The fact that we're accounting the fact that Gohan is absorbed, right?
Yes, Ultimate Gohan, Gotenks, Piccolo.
Yeah, if everybody else is in there, and Super Buu has Gohan's power, which most people actually don't take the time to look into this or realize that Kid Buu is actually weaker.
Yes, yes. Ultimate Buu, which was Buuhan, was a lot stronger.
Yeah. Kid Buu is actually a lot weaker than Super Buu.
Kid Buu was a bit more unhinged. That was what made him different. Like, he had no rationality. He was just a walking wrecking ball.
Exactly. He had no concern even for himself, because I mean, he just blows up planets with him still on it, and then regenerates himself. So I mean, Kid Buu was kind of a monster, a psycho in a way, right, compared to the other variations of Buu. But as for Buuhan, extremely strong, way stronger than Kid Buu. And if you just add Vegito, a fusion of the two strongest fighters in the universe, to his system, forget it. And of course, this was before the whole Potara separation thing,
being retconned,
being retconned to it only lasting an hour. So the fact that he would have had Vegito inside of him, period, would have been really fucking OP. For the fact that Buuhan and Gotenks was still in there, Piccolo, all of their powers just piled upon Vegito's fusion. I'm telling you, it would. Who else would be left? It's
undoubtable that he would be the strongest one during that time, but this brings us into the world of Dragon Ball Super. Now, let's say, hypothetically speaking, Beerus did have this dream of this Saiyan god, and Whis was pretty much educating him as to where these Saiyans are located, except when they get to this place, when they get to Earth, it's either a barren wasteland or it's destroyed. Or just for mere coincidence, they happen to come across another being who in fact is not a Saiyan, but it turns out to be Super Buu Vegito absorbed. Now, given that, scenario, if it did come down to having Super Buu Vegito absorbed during that time placement, with having all of his abilities, all of those powers, with all those warriors inside of him, having to come across someone like Beerus, would you say definitively that Super Buu Vegito absorbed would even stand a remote chance against the God of Destruction? Given his abilities of turning him into candy and absorbing him potentially, would Super Buu Vegito absorbed even stand a remote chance against Beerus, or would Beerus just completely wipe the floor with Vegito absorbed Super Buu?
No, freaking Beerus would completely
annihilate him.
Like it'll look like the biggest joke in Dragon Ball. Yeah,
that's saying something right there.
Beerus will completely destroy Buu, like completely wreck the shit out of him. All right, now we have to take into account that Beerus has this dream about the Super Saiyan God. He goes to Earth, and that's only assuming that the Earth is still there.
Yeah.
I don't think that Majin Buu would destroy the Earth only because of his obsession with the candy.
Yeah.
So he would keep it around and torment people who live there. He'd probably eat the whole planet, to be honest.
Make it his home, I guess.
You know, make it his home, eat everyone. And, you know, Beerus makes his way to Earth. I don't think that Boo would put up anything. He wouldn't be of any threat to Beerus, or let alone Whis.
Absolutely. That would be a slaughter, yeah.
Like it's unbelievable. And even if for example, which won't happen, but say Boo was to absorb Beerus, we can just reverse time. Like it's
absolutely. That's pointless, yeah.
You know, there's so many different things. I don't if Vegito can negate Vegito, okay, who's only you know, a Super Saiyan in terms of feet.
Yeah, during that time, yeah.
You know, during that time, a Super Saiyan, if he can create a barrier to prevent himself being integrated into Boo's being, say that barrier he never used that barrier, or he didn't put it out fast enough and he was absorbed, Beerus, I'm sure, can have a barrier no problem.
Right.
You know, Beerus has God Ki. His ki control is way superior to any of that of any mortal. So the fact that that Boo would actually try any of this on a God of Destruction, it's just not going to help him in any way. I feel like he would just completely wipe the floor with him.
Let's not also forget Buhan's feats before when he battled Vegito, and his ability to, I don't know if you remember, when he screamed and he was literally breaking dimensions. He was breaking, he was tearing up the fabric of time itself. Like he was doing something that caused Vegito to be very concerned and saying, okay, if this keeps up, we're going to be in deep trouble. So it caused them to break that barrier, shattering, you know, his loud shout, and the fact that he was creating huge problems. So even with that, we have to take into consideration his abilities and whatnot. But I do agree that Beerus would wreck him. Even if he were to absorb Beerus, Whis can turn back time, and he would not allow that to even happen. But just the thought process of having Super Boo absorb Beerus and fully embed his powers in him is just terrifying. But let's remove Beerus from the equation, and let's say Beerus never showed up, and we just skip the entire Battle of Gods scenario, and we move on into Resurrection F. Frieza comes back. Granted, if you want to talk about him training or not, let's say he did do some training, and he comes back, and he encounters Majin Buu, the person that his father told him never to come across and never challenge. In that situation, before using his golden form, would you say that Super Buu Vegito absorbed would beat down Final Form Frieza?
No.
No.
And Resurrection of F with his golden form?
Resurrection F, no golden form yet, just Final Form.
No golden form.
Prior to his golden form, Final Form Frieza.
Prior to his golden form. I don't think, I really don't think that Final Form Frieza, prior to his golden form, would actually be able.
Remember, this is taken into account Vegito, Ultimate Gohan, Gotenks, Piccolo, Majin Buu, all of that embedded in
those are from the Buu saga though.
Yes.
Those characters don't train inside Majin Buu.
Yes.
If Majin Buu's gonna get any stronger, if you know, it's gonna be through his own training with the power that he already has obtained from them. But I don't think the individuals inside of him get stronger. If anything, they probably get older and they age, or they, you know, disappear over time. But I feel Frieza in his final form was going up against base form Goku.
Right.
And this is base form Goku post Battle of Gods.
Right.
Okay, where he's way stronger. He already had the experience from Super Saiyan God. I still think Final Form Frieza would win.
I don't know about that. I think that embedding all of the abilities and all of the methods that Buu can get stronger with, I'm pretty sure that he would know about Frieza because of, you know, Gohan's DNA and you know, Goku's memory and stuff. He could probably know who he is. And I think that with Final Form Frieza, in my opinion, that'll be a really close fight. But I can see Buu having the edge just because of his regeneration, because it's like, how the hell do you kill him? Even if Frieza were to blow the entire planet up, it's like, hello, this guy can also regenerate and survive in the vastness of space. So it's like, it's kind of like a stalemate there. I think that in terms of Final Form Frieza, Buu may actually give him a very good fight to the point where he beats him down, forcing Frieza to go golden. But even if that happens, if Frieza became golden, having to battle against Super Buu Vegito absorbed, would you say that golden Frieza shit stomps him, or would Buu have the advantage?
No, he would shit stomp.
Completely eradicating him.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we have to keep in mind, Frieza trained for 4 months and went from Namek Saga to past Super Saiyan Blue his strength is, at this point, Super Saiyan Blue doesn't exist, but his golden form is stronger than Super Saiyan Blue at this time.
Right.
So we know what to compare it to. It doesn't exist in that universe now because Vegeta and Goku are inside Buu. But their powers they never got to experience Super Saiyan God. They never fought against Beerus because he never awoke or he never came to Earth because of Buu. So at this point in time, we have to realize Frieza would completely shit stomp. It's God. It's his his form is comparable to Super Saiyan Blue, which is a form that utilizes God Ki.
Right.
You know, so I'm not gonna say Frieza has God Ki. Frieza's fucking form is powerful. Golden form Frieza is no joke, dude. 4 months, Namek Saga to golden form, that's a huge jump. Frieza's capability for growth is scary. It's nothing like any other character in Dragon Ball. He grew in the moment of battle. Goku Black also a lot of growth, but Frieza, Namek Saga Frieza, come on, all the way to Super Saiyan Blue.
No, it was an incredible jump. And even going back to what you said, do you believe that Super Buu would have any sort of motive or goal to get stronger? Because having Vegeta and Goku inside him, it's not like having the boys or Piccolo. Would you say that he would have like the urge to improve and get stronger, you know, because of Vegeta's retention and having to always improve and get better, and Goku's, you know, mindset to always improve and get better? So would you say that he would actually embed that overall ideology, or would he just remain the same as to how he was?
To be honest, I don't think man, if we're gonna incorporate people's personalities like to have a very severe effect,
because he kind of took on Gohan's personality to an extent a little bit, because you saw as he kept absorbing people, his personality kept changing.
I feel like it's not that his personality kept changing, he got smarter.
Right.
Buu used to speak like kind of incomplete sentences.
Yeah.
And once he absorbed Gohan and Piccolo and all these other people, I mean, on top of him growing like a chin and a nose,
right?
like a more defined nose and growing a chin,
more human-like.
Yeah, he became more humanoid. Seeing all this happen, he actually had a superior intellect than his previous forms. You know, he was speaking in fuller sentences. He was communicating better.
Right.
I feel like if he were to absorb someone like Goku, that would have a severe effect on his personality. I think they did this somewhere. I think they did it in Multiverse. I don't know. I don't know if one of the Boos in Multiverse. I could have sworn maybe I read this in a fan fiction, but Boos absorbed Goku or somebody, and his pure heart or his kind nature made Buu a little bit kinder, or made him not want to destroy the Earth anymore. I think it was
right.
But
and even with that being said, like that could be a possibility because Goku's influence is very heavy, you know. So I can't see him being as cold as Kid Buu. I can see him retaining a little bit of essence and just saying, all right, well, maybe I can just stick around here and just use this planet to my disposal. But just going forward from this, having to look at everything Buuhan did, because Buuhan was very strong. He really was, and people just don't understand, or at least they underestimate how powerful he was, just because he fought against someone that was stronger. But if you remove Vegito from the equation, Buuhan was, if anything, the pinnacle of what it was to have strength. He would have decimated Super Saiyan 3 Goku without question. And even prior to Buu-Tanks, he even told Ultimate Gohan and Goku, you know, clearly you do not understand the power that I've recently acquired. I can crush both of you. And this was prior to Gohan's absorption. Now we have Gohan and Vegito. Going forward from there, let's throw in one final hypothetical. Let's say we did have Trunks. He's in his timeline. He comes back seeking help. Instead, he runs into this desolate world. He encounters Buu. Right. And now we have someone who followed him into that timeline that happened to be Black. This is Black, you know, during the time of him going into the present timeline. If Black encountered Super Buu Vegito absorbed and battled him one-on-one, would you definitively say that Goku Black would win? Or would you say that Buuhan would have a massive advantage in taking him down?
If Buuhan were to have Vegito absorbed and challenge Goku Black.
Right, the Goku Black that we saw in the present timeline, not the one in the future. So that means that he does not have Super Saiyan Rose.
Okay.
Just base Black.
Just base Black.
Base Black.
Would base Black be able to take on Buuhan?
Yeah, it was Vegito absorbed.
with Vegito absorbed.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Base Black. So Base Black's body is
because that's a very interesting concept. I could see Boo saying something along the lines of, "Wait a minute, didn't I already absorb you? Like, there's another Goku."
Right.
Like that would have been like, whoa.
Well, actually, he would honestly, it doesn't matter if he would have lost to Base Black, because he would have just absorbed him into his system as well.
I mean, would that be an actual thing that he would be able to do? Is being able to absorb him fully?
Why not? Why
I mean,
not?
but then that would mean that he would have the advantage. So would you say that in that fight, Super Boo Vegito Absorb would have a chance against Base Black?
What? Well, that's what I'm trying to think. All right, Base Black was what, on par with Super Saiyan 2 Trunks, right?
No, he was stronger than Super Saiyan 2 Trunks, and Super Saiyan 2 Trunks was equal to Super Saiyan 2 Goku post Battle of Gods and Resurrection F.
Okay.
In the manga, it's a little different, because in the manga, Super Saiyan 2 Trunks was a little almost equal to Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
Yeah, right. Okay, so then it would probably be man, Vegito absorbed Boo, but it's hard to
against Base Black. I think, I mean, because if you want to talk about a pure death match, I think that to a degree, if this might lean towards Boo's favor, because what if Boo destroys the planet? Wouldn't that just destroy Goku Black, and then because he's not immortal, right, and then he could regenerate? Right. However, not counting out Goku Black, I think Goku Black would possess the necessary firepower to eradicate Super Boo's body. Even though it'll be difficult, because he could just get blown into pieces and recover. But would you say that Black Base would have any sort of like, advantage, or would Boo have the advantage based on his regeneration?
Boo has too many tools. He has too many tools that he can. Yeah, like he has so many different tools that he can utilize in the middle of battle. He could blow up the planet, bam, Goku Black's dead. He can regenerate, that's a problem. So it doesn't matter if Goku Black is stronger, right? On top of that, if Goku Black was stronger and was kicking Boo's ass, and Boo got frustrated and wasn't going anywhere, he would just outsmart him and absorb him. Okay, that's one. He would absorb him, so that's one. On top of that, Goku needed a fucking spirit bomb to completely destroy every single one of Kid Boo's cells. Yes. All right, I'm telling you, you would need some serious amount of energy to completely destroy Boo. I don't think that Goku Black, I can give a solid answer who would win Goku Black, base form anyway, and Vegito Boo, whatever you want to call him. Right. Vegito. Vegito, yeah. Yeah, so Vegito. So I don't know who would win, but the fact is, I think it's leaning more in terms of Boo's favor, because he has more tools. Because of his hacks, okay. Yeah, because of his hacks, of his bullshit.
So I'm guessing that we can both agree then that Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black would shit stomp him.
Oh, yeah. Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black would probably shit stomp the shit. Because
I think that comparing Beerus, Golden Frieza, and Rose, they would be able to completely annihilate Super Boo Vegito absorbed. But I also think that, yes, his hacks, that's what makes him so dangerous. It's even if he's inferior to all these beings, it's the fact that he can actually use these hacks to his advantage. Regeneration, cloning, turning people into chocolate, candy, absorption, full regeneration abilities. It's hard. It's hard to even, put somebody up against them. And I think that, honestly, with Goku and Vegeta in his body, he would really have that mentality to seek out higher power. Even though he'd be the strongest before the introduction of Beerus and stuff, I still feel like he would have that ability to hone his craft and get better. But in terms of in terms of improving, would you say that if he was in Dragon Ball Super, after encountering Beerus or Frieza or whatever, would that kind of motivate him to improve in terms of getting stronger? Or would he just go along, with trying to kill the person by any means and not thinking twice about getting stronger himself?
Well, as far as Boo knows, his mind is centered around himself, so he doesn't I'm sure Boo won't think like, oh, there's a god of destruction. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't know what lies beyond the universe. I don't think Boo would leave the planet only because of the whole candy stuff. he wouldn't leave the planet and go exploring the universe. He'd probably starve. You know, like he's all about food, right? So I don't think that Boo would do that. For the fact that if he were to encounter Beerus and Whis, I feel like Boo would just blindly dash at them and like challenge them and just completely get annihilated. All Beerus really needs to do is a Hakai. That has enough energy to erase fucking everything that is Boo.
Yeah.
You know, before Boo, the being with like I guess the greatest regeneration abilities would be Cell, and before Cell was Piccolo. So I mean, now Boo would have to be the person with the best regeneration abilities. It's just, and then after Boo, it doesn't get any better than Zamasu. You know, Zamasu's
of course,
fucking immortal.
He's immortal. Yeah,
he's fucking immortal. So those are the levels in terms of Super and Dragon Ball Z together that I see. But Beerus can just fucking erase it. So I mean, doesn't matter what Boo does if he regenerates. He would just completely get wrecked by Beerus. And I feel like Beerus, if we actually really see what Beerus has gone against, like people who Beerus have really wanted to eliminate, he doesn't fight with people. Like Beerus fought with Goku because for the sake of the movie, for the sake of fighting a Super Saiyan God, he wanted a challenge. But if Beerus wants to destroy something, he destroys it. He doesn't waste any time.
Right.
You know, we've seen him and Whis annihilate planets like nothing. When Beerus annihilated Zamasu, he didn't fight Zamasu and then use Hakai. He grabbed Zamasu, he stopped Zamasu from attacking, and then used Hakai. So if Boo were to encounter Beerus and just attack him, Beerus would immediately Hakai him right then and there. It's not, you know, it's not that Beerus is the type of person to fight. Beerus is a busy guy. He's god of destruction. He's on Earth for a reason, obviously. So he's gonna Hakai the shit out of Boo and then go looking for the Super Saiyan God. Ironically, he just killed him. But you get what I'm saying.
Right.
Yes.
I just feel like in Dragon Ball Z, indefinitely, if he absorbed Vegito, that would have been the greatest problem anyone would have ever had.
Oh yeah.
But in Super, it would have been so much different because as strong as he would have been in Z, he would have met his match against various people that would even trump him with complete ease. I mean, we can ultimately pin him up against people like Hit and whatnot, which will also be interesting because how do you strike someone that's like Majin Buu? It's like, does he even have vital points? It's like he's a very interesting creature, and I think that with his abilities, I think that when it comes down to it, if he does lose any fight, I think that what his trump card is he would try to absorb you. I think that indefinitely he would try to absorb you because that's what he did. That's what he did against Vegito. He told him, he was like, I'll kill you by, you know, I on my honor, I'll kill you by like any cost. Like he tried and he failed. So the last thing was right before he thought about it, he was like, okay, I'm going to absorb him. So I think that if it comes down to, you know, sheer feats, and if Beerus, Golden Frieza, Hit, Goku Black, all these dudes are above him, I can see him being very low-key in having to absorb these people. But any final thoughts before we go here and pertains to Super Buu having to absorb Vegito?
No, I just want to say, you know, Super Buu is a very cool character. The concept of him being able to absorb his enemies and actually become his enemy, in a way, you know, he gains attributes depending on what they're wearing, things like that. That was very cool concept. You know, very cool concept. I really like that about Super Buu. But yeah, Beerus would wipe the floor with him.
No, and like just like undoubtedly, and just having to look at him as a character, that he would have been so dangerous, but I think what would have held him up per se would have been his hacks and his regeneration and whatnot. But post your comments down below, guys. Where would you guys place Super Buu Vegito absorbed if in fact he did absorb him fully? How strong would he be? Where would you guys put him up? And again, I do want to say, guys, thank you all so very much for watching. Again, if you guys are new to this channel, be sure to go on ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys, and turn on notifications. And again, if you guys want to see more, I'm going to have an official playlist for all types of what-if scenarios. Check out and subscribe, guys, to DevilArtemis down below. I'm going to leave a link to his channel, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, slap a like down below, and we'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.